It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's weekly media roundup 545 Live. I'm Kia Bailey.
And I'm Roland Boyden. On deck tonight, the Vernon recount. We'll take you down there to find out the latest. The burglary ring bust, officials say, is imminent, and Lieutenant Governor Phil Scott and Rep. Peter Welsh both visit town. We'll get you footage from those trips.
All that and more in just 15 minutes, so stick with us.
Welcome back to another Friday the 13th edition of 545 Live. This one in March here as we get set to give you today's and this week's top headlines. And we'll start by heading south to Vernon.
Last week's town meeting in Vernon resulted in a 245 to 241 vote to reject the school budget. Immediately following town meeting, the school board announced that they wanted a recount for the $4.4 million budget. That recount, along with the recount for the race between Sandra Harris and Michael Quartermanche for Select Board, occurred yesterday at the Vernon town offices.
For more on the very latest news, we send it now to BCTV Operations Manager Vlasta Popelka for all the latest numbers from that recount. Vlasta, what's it looking like here?
We were just informed that recount reaffirms results from last week town meeting. Mike Quartermanche is in the select board for next term, and Vernon Town School Board was rejected by very close votes. Mike Quartermanche vote was 243 votes for yes, and 238 were for Sandy Harris. And Vernon Town School Board very tight as well, 247 no compared to 239 yes. That's all for now. Back to you.
All right, next up, Peter Welsh was in town today for a whirlwind tour that included stops at BMH, the Brattleboro Senior Center, and a personal meeting with new Bratt Town Manager Peter Elwell, with BCTV videographers out and about to capture the stops of the state's lone house rep. First at the hospital with a press conference to, quote, highlight the importance of the Medicare-dependent hospital and low-volume hospital designation programs for rural Vermont hospitals and make an announcement regarding the status of the program. Then on to the Senior Center to join lunching residents for a course served as part of the Meals on Wheels National March for Meals campaign.
I'm really quite happy about the meals programs that we have, and it's one of the reasons why Bernie, Patrick, and I are real supporters of this. The meal programs are extremely important as nourishment, but I think they're really important for just staying in contact with one another. So that's tremendous.
Moving on, Lieutenant Governor Phil Scott was at Vernon Elementary School this Monday for a public forum where business owners could pitch their innovative, proactive ideas about anything ranging from manufacturing to education to infrastructure. This was part of Phil Scott's effort to go on everyday job tours to listen to and observe and connect with Vermont businesses. During the 2-hour session, he heard many ideas from many different people. From Vermont Technical College, he heard from Jeff Higgins, who asked for more investment in apprenticeships and lab spaces to keep businesses and manufacturers local. Ed Metcalf, the founder of Vermont Distillers, is looking for more employees and more space in order to expand his business. Julie Davidson pitched a program similar to Pay for Success, which would help disconnected youth get jobs and connect with their communities. Natalie Blake, who works at Fulcrum Arts in Brattleboro, wishes to relaunch the now-dormant website southernvermont.com and have numerous businesses pool marketing funds and advertise together. These ideas, among many others, were presented to Phil Scott, who promised to take them back to Montpelier with him.
But what the common theme is this crisis of affordability we're facing in Vermont. And it seems as though we're trying their employees are working 2 and 3 jobs trying to make ends meet. And I thought, maybe what we should be doing is trying to reinvigorate the economy and paying more attention to that and growing the economy.
These jobs are crucial to Vermont manufacturers remaining competitive in their industry sector, and it's also urgent that they're crucial to their ability to stay in Vermont. These programs must be made available statewide and open to the public. There are only so many manufacturers in Vermont that are large enough to go it alone in supporting an apprentice program. Yet I would dare say that every manufacturer in Vermont needs workers with these skills.
Thanks to BCTV producer Frederick Noyes, who got that special Southern Vermont Economic Pitch Night with Lieutenant Governor Phil Scott, which you can find in its entirety to stream at your leisure at BrattleBoroTV.org, or find it all this coming week to clicks up the dial on our government and education sister channel, Channel 10. Speaking of videography and Frederick Noyes, he'll be out early next week to film a pre-town meeting info session as the area preps for Brattleboro town meeting. The town meeting member caucuses and info meeting is scheduled for Monday, March 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the Academy School, with the info meeting for caucus members and interested members of the public alike starting at 7 p.m. Again, that's at Academy School. Frederick will be there to film it, and we'll turn it around the next day to get it up online so you can view it in time for Saturday's special Rep Town meeting, where, of course, BCTV will be broadcasting live as well.
I'm Peter Elwell, your town manager. I'm here together with my teammates in the town manager's office, Patrick Moreland, the assistant town manager, and Jan Anderson, who's the executive secretary. And it's our pleasure to be serving together with you in making Brattleboro a better place. So we want to encourage you to participate in some important meetings that are happening at this time of year and throughout the year. Coming up soon, we have the informational meeting and the town meeting, and Jan is going to tell you the details.
The informational town meeting is scheduled on Monday, March 16 at Academy School in West Brattleboro. Doors open at 6 o'clock, caucuses are at 6:30, and the meeting starts at 7. And representative town meeting this year is on Saturday, March 21st. It will be held at Brattleboro Area Middle School in the multipurpose room, and the meeting starts at 8:30 in the morning.
And don't forget, the Brattleboro Select Board meets regularly on the first and third Tuesday of each month here at the Brattleboro Municipal Center at 230 Main Street. If you're unable to attend the meeting, you can watch the meetings live on BCTV, and they'll be broadcast at a later date throughout the month.
And if you need information about your town government, you can contact us at the town manager's office by calling 251-8151 or going to the town's website at www.brattleboro.org.
Next up, the Brattleboro Police Department hopes to make arrests soon in connection with the recent string of burglaries, but they encourage residents to look out for and report suspicious behavior. Several suspects for the investigations have been identified with the help of New Hampshire and Vermont state police agencies, though names are not yet released in order to allow for the investigations to continue. While police are on duty out in the community, they urge residents to be alert as they know their neighborhoods better than anyone, and to lock doors and cars to be safe.
And with that, it's time to head into our BCTV video calendar. This is all sponsored by the Brattleboro Savings and Loan, as their generous contributions to BCTV each year help fund our weekly look at upcoming calendar events. And for that, we'll look no further than, once again, the Women's Film Festival in Brattleboro. This fundraiser each year for the Women's Freedom Center has brought 47 different films to the area that all kicked off last weekend at NEYT, and it's set to grace the area this weekend once again with plenty more films at both NEYT and the Latches Theater.
The festival continues tonight at NEYT with showings of Viva and The Punk Singer at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, movies will be playing all day at NEYT and at the Latches. At 12 p.m., Miss Todd, Hannah and the Moon, and Winning Girl will play at NEYT, while A Good Match and Heartbeat will be shown at the Latches at the same time. 2 p.m. screenings include the films Last Woman Standing, Lady Parts, and Afternoon of a Fawn. At 4 p.m., NEYT will show True Love. The Latches will be playing Wild and Precious and Supreme Price, also at 4 p.m. I Am Not a Weird Person, Brave Miss World, Rubai, and She's Beautiful When She's Angry will be shown in the evening at NEYT. The amazing films from this festival will continue to show this weekend and next Saturday and Sunday. A full schedule of when and where each film will be shown can be found online at womensfreedomcenter.net.
All right, just a few things to wrap up here on this Friday edition of 545 Live, including a look at this weekend's upcoming weather. This is courtesy of the high school's Morning News Advisory broadcast crew and BUHS TV. So take it away, guys. What's this weekend's weather look like?
Saturday, however, it's actually going to get wet. There's going to be some rain, most likely, about 70% chance. I think that's pretty likely overall. High of 42, low of 35. Still kind of warm. Sunday, however, high of 39, low of 20. Still a kind of a chance of rain, but less likely. There might be some snow mixed in. Doesn't really look to be a great weekend overall, but I'm sure that you'll find a way to manage. That's all I have for you today. Let's go back to the desk.
Well, that does it for another edition of 545 Live. Thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you right here next week on BCTV Comcast Channel 8. In the meantime, thanks for watching.
And we have any information that you might need about your town government available by contacting us at the town manager's office at
251-8151 or contact the
Let's do that
town
right now.
website. Yeah, right.